God is both feminine and masculine, but overall God is feminine because the feminine contains the masculine, but the masculine does not contain the feminine. You get the masculine by making the feminine less than. In biology, you get Y, the male chromosome, from X by making X less than, right? The default state of the universe is feminine blackness, just like the default state of humans is female. All babies, regardless of what gender they become, start off female because female is the default. Female is the beginning. Female is everything in balance. This is why X equals X. The female chromosomes are equal. X does not equal Y. The male chromosomes are unequal, right? Everything starts with blackness, femininity. Nothing is everything in balance. When you have two forces opposing each other, when they're equal, nothing happens. For something to happen, one side has to take over the other, has to overcome the other. And one side overcoming the other is the masculine, right? The masculine is something, the feminine is nothing, which is an illusion, right? Because it's everything in balance, right? But it's acting like it's nothing. When you get into geometry, you understand that the flower of life, which is a series of circles, interconnected circles, creates everything. Every form possible comes out of the flower of life. It's the blueprint to all creation. Everything in the universe comes out of this pattern. And this pattern of intersecting circles creates something called the Vesica Pisces. And the Vesica Pisces is basically the vagina of God. It looks like a vagina, a literal vagina. And from this vagina, everything is created. Everything is created. And they used to worship this vagina before it got replaced with Mary and Jesus Christ. This is why Jesus is associated with the fish symbol. The fish is shaped like a Vesica Pisces. And Mary was obviously God, and she got demoted into some mortal, some human that created Jesus. But originally, she represented the flower of life. From the flower of life comes the masculine hex cube, which is known as Metatron's cube, which creates the physical world. It's created out of lines. This is why line is at the end of masculine. Men are linear, women are curvy. Curvature is feminine. This is why men have two balls and a penis, basically two circles in a line. The fruit of life, which creates the masculine hex cube, is created from unconjoined circles, separated circles. And from this separation, lines are created, which creates Metatron's cube. Women are the product of the flower of life. This is why vaginas look the way they look. They are created from two circles conjoined. And because vaginas are manifestations of the flower of life and penises are manifestations of Metatron's cube, soft internal nonlinear vaginas represents the soft linear internal spiritual world, and hard external linear dicks represents the hard linear external physical world. Vatican is actually short for Vatica, which is a childbirth goddess named Vagitinus. So Vatican actually means vagina. Vagina comes from this childbirth goddess named Vagitinus. The Pope's hat is actually a fish's head, right? This goes back to Jesus being associated with the fish's symbol. The fish represents the Vesica Pisces. The Pope's hat comes from the Sumerian cult, which wore a fish's head on top of their heads, represent that they are wise, they are awakened, and they are the authority of God, here to bring balance and create just like a vagina does.